Hey everybody. Personally, I've always found that one of the best places to find a group of clowns would be at the circus. And what better group of clowns to do it than the three Marx brothers, Groucho, Chico, and Harpo. Now, circus owner Jeff Wilson, Kenny Baker, is finally able to pay back his debt to John Carter, James Burke. However, Mr. Carter wants the circus itself, and so gets some of his allies to rob Jeff. Now, Jeff's buddy Antonio, Chico Marx, figured on trouble and brought in lawyer J. Cheever Loophole, Groucho Marx. Now, along with Antonio's buddy Punchy, Harpo, they try to find the money. Now, when they fail, Loophole goes to Newport to find Jeff's aunt, Mrs. Dukesbury, Margaret Dumont, and behind her back arranges for Jeff to bring the circus to her big society party. Now, personally, I do think that the Marx Brothers' best movies were behind them at this stage. It really doesn't help that the studio they were under contract to, MGM, didn't really know how to handle them. Or, quite frankly, they didn't really care either, as their main benefactor in coming over to MGM was Irving Thalberg, and he had passed away partway through filming A Day at the Races a couple years before. And without him, the Marx Brothers were being poorly handled, which apparently was the problem the studio had with comedians. Case in point, silent film comedian Buster Keaton had been reduced to coming up with gags for different movies, including being assigned to this one, although his ideas didn't make it into the movie, since the Marx Brothers had a completely different style of comedy. I do think that this movie was better than some of the later Marx Brothers movies, with the main exception of Go West, but I'll get into that one for another time. The music here isn't particularly memorable outside of Groucho's rendition of Lydia the Tattooed Lady. And quite frankly, the less than politically correct song Swing Golly doesn't really help matters in this movie either. Not to mention some of the very circus stunts seem rather obviously faked when some of the leads are supposed to be doing them. As I said though, this movie does have some bright spots. Personally, I think most of them belong to Groucho, and particularly some of his exchanges with Chico. Now, whether it be when he tries to get on the circus train, but Chico won't let him without a badge, even though Chico is the one that sent for him, or when Groucho is trying to interrogate some of the circus performers, and Chico just bluntly accuses them. I think that Chico and Harpo have a few good moments together, mostly with the two of them trying to redestruct the crime, or Harpo trying to point out a clue that Chico was obviously missing. Like I said before, I do think this was one of the weaker Marx Brothers movies. I don't think they had fallen quite far enough for me to not recommend it. So if you are in the mood for a decent circus movie, I do suggest giving this one a try. This movie is available as part of a Marx Brothers double feature with room service on DVD from Warner Home Video, and it is 1 hour and 27 minutes in length. Well, that's all for this one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and keep coming back for more.